Now we're on day 19, Genesis 23 through Genesis 25. Uh, so in Genesis 23, we learn that Sarah died at the age of 127 years old. Abraham wants to pay for her a burial spot, but the guy who owns the land where he wants to bury her is like, I don't want to take no money from you. Like, you could just have the land. He's like, it's worth this much, but you don't got to pay me. You could just have it. And Abraham pays him whatever he says it was worth, and he buries his wife there. And that's pretty much all that happens in Genesis 23. In Genesis 24, Abraham is getting older and made his servant swear that he will get Isaac a wife from his homeland. So he's like, I know I left my father's house, but I want you to go back to that land and get a wife for my son. Don't give him a wife from around here. Give him a wife from around there. And if they don't let the woman that you pick for him come with you, then you ain't got to worry about it. So the servant is like, okay, I'm going to go. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ask the ladies who come to this well if I can have some water. And if they give me some water and then they offer to give my camels waters, that's going to be the woman that I'm going to take back to Isaac, right? So he's just waiting there. And then he sees Rebecca. And he asks Rebecca, like, hey, can I have some water? And she's like, sure, no problem. Gave him some water. And then she's like, I'll get your camels water too. So she goes back and forth from the well to where the camels is to give them water and make sure that they all have water. So then the servant is like, hey, where are you from? Like, what house do you belong to? Kind of found out this is Abraham's brother granddaughter. I'm like, not again. These people can't find people who like not related, but I guess this is the way of the land at the time. So yeah, so Rebecca then take him back to her house, and the servant tells her brother and her mother, right? I think the mom was there, but I know for sure the brother was there. But he tells them like, hey, I've been sent here by my master who said, this, and this, and basically gave him the rundown about the water situation, that Rebecca gave both him and his camels some water. And so he wanted to take her back to be the wife to Isaac. And so they were like, well, let us get 10 days with her. And he's like, no, we got to go. So then they were like, well, let us ask Rebecca. And so they asked Rebecca, and she says, yeah, I'll go. So then they leave and go back, and she becomes Isaac's wife. Then in Genesis 25, Abraham got a second wife. Keturah is her name. And Keturah gave Abraham 6 sons. And he left everything to Isaac in his death. Abraham dies at 175. He leaves everything to Isaac. Isaac inherits everything. But he gives his sons stuff. So he gives their stuff before he dies, I presume. But the thing that was interesting to me is that I read the NIV, New International Version, I think is what it stands for. And read the NIV, they were like the concubine. And I was like, concubine, like, to me that means prostitute. Like, I was thinking, like, is he talking about like a prostitute? Like, what? I was confused because I'm like, how many kids he got outside of Sarah? But when I Googled it, it was saying something about concubine just means like a woman under the wife, or comes secondary to the wife, or not your main wife, that sort of thing. So I guess Keturah is considered not the main wife because she's the second wife. But yeah, so that was that. He also sent those sons that he had with Keturah away from Isaac's land. So this is Isaac, and I know Sarah sent Ishmael away, so So Abraham used to just sending his sons away. So yeah, he ain't had a problem with sending his sons away. But anyway, Ishmael had 12 sons and lived to be 137. Isaac and Rebekah had twins. So God had said that the older son will serve the younger son. The older son was Ushal, Esau, Esau. The younger son was Jacob. Now, Esau and Jacob had been into it with each other since the womb. So they came out the womb. Esau came first, Jacob came second, holding his foot because he was like, "You're not leaving me in here. In fact, I want to be first." But anyway, he wasn't first, he was second. So it says that Isaac favored Esau and Rebekah favored Jacob. Esau was like more of the hunter-gathering types, and that's why Isaac liked him. And Rebekah liked Jacob because Jacob stayed in the house. And I guess by him staying in the house, he was more so around the women. So she got to know him a lot better than her other son. And Esau, I should know how to say his name. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for some food because he came in and he was like, "I'm starving. I'm hungry. Like, give me some of your stew." And Jacob was like, "You can have my stew unless you sell me your birthright." And Esau was like, "What do I care about a birthright? Like, I'm hungry now. Like, I'm gonna die. Like, a birthright means nothing to me if I die. So give me the food." So he sold him his birthright. And I feel like I had always been taught that Jacob had fooled Isaac into giving him the birthright. But if Esau sold it, then technically it should have been Jacob's in my head. I don't know. I still got more to go, but this was the last chapter, and that's just what I was thinking. And then it says, "So you shall despise his birthright." And I had to like Google what that mean. Like, why would he hate that or whatever? But it said that he was more concerned about the present than the idea of continual blessings, continual wealth. He probably was more of a realist and that he needed to see things happening right now, whereas Jacob is more of like optimism and like hopeful for the future and knew and valued what was to come. um I don't know. This Bible is really good. It's very, very good to me. So we'll continue tomorrow.